It all started with getting a free mirror from a company on Amazon. I'm in an Amazon program where oftentimes companies send me free products to be able to give honest reviews and feedback, and this gold-rimmed mirror from Brightify happened to be one of those things that I accepted and said I would review. Well, if you give me a new mirror that's updated and modern, of course I'm going to need a new vanity to go with it, and if I get a new vanity, then I'm going to need a new faucet to go with that new vanity. And then if I have a new faucet and new vanity, I'm going to need wallpaper to go behind it because it's going to look so fantastic and I want to make it stand out that much better. And if I'm going to get new wallpaper, then I definitely am going to need a new vanity light. And the whole bathroom is then going to have to be painted because it's got to match everything that's going on with the entire ambiance of what we've changed it into. And so can you see how this project spiraled just a little bit? So I decided to film this whole thing so that you can see, even on a tiny bathroom that's just meant to be a guest bathroom or otherwise known as a powder room, how you can do it on a budget and still make it look fantastic. So I'm going to break down the numbers for you at the end and give you the links to everything in here. So if you're interested in any of these products, I'll tell you where I got it, how much I paid for it. This bathroom held a few other pain points for me though. I don't know about you, but this is in the very front of my house. You can see the trash can, you can see the toilet paper rolls, you can see the toilet bowl cleaner or the toilet brush. Like, it's all there because this stupid pedestal sink, which I don't even know why these were ever created, doesn't hide anything. And so before my husband got home from his trip, I decided to take this out myself. Basically, I just cut all the caulking off, Googled and YouTube, just like you're doing now, how to remove a pedestal sink. It taught me which nuts I needed to unscrew, and then I was able to get everything undone and unscrewed and take it out. The most important thing that I learned from the video that I watched is that you want to turn the water off, which is the knob that's right behind the pedestal sink. Alright, no plumbing experience, and we got it. Yay! Next, it was off to Lowe's. With 3 kids in tow, one that wasn't mine, and 2 dogs, we found the most perfect vanity. I had searched for one that was wood framed and one that had a white top, so it was time to head home to start repairing the walls. Okay, let's get in here. So, some of these are kind of stripped, so I gotta push it. Push the button. Go. Good job. One more. Go. We got it. Oh, this one's really stripped. We got it. Keep going. Keep going.
Woo! Woohoo!
There we go. Oh, hot, hot.
They're hot?
Hot. Oh, hot. Hot metal. Because metal is going against other metal.
We
did it!
Yay!
Yay!
And now we can put the other thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but.
Good job. We're taking dry decks now. We're gonna fill these holes up. All right, my little helpers.
Push.
We're helping.
This feels so weird. Press.
Good. Push it all the way in the hole.
How much do we do?
Good job. Fill it up.
It's hard.
Push it in the hole, not on top of it. Good job. See? Just kind of smoosh it in there. Smoosh it in there. Push it again. Smoosh it.
Smoosh it. Smoosh it. Take it from the side. Smoosh it.
Yeah, take it from the side, buddy. You're putting it everywhere except for the hole.
Sorry. I don't know how to.
Just smush it in there.
Mom, I think I'm dead.
Should be using spackling for this, but I already went to the store. So I'm gonna use what I got, which is dry decks, which will be fine. I removed all the hardware from the walls because I wanted to replace it with something that was going to go with the entire gold theme, which I also got from Lowe's that's linked below. Once the walls are all prepped, you got to fill every single hole, especially if you want to replace it with new hardware. You want to make sure that your Drydex has turned completely white and isn't soft to the touch so that you can begin sanding. If you don't have a sander that sucks up dust like this, just make sure that you are taping off anything where you don't want the dust to go. So I have a Surf Prep sander. It is a bit of an investment, but I love it. I use it on every inside project, and then I use it in my garage for my furniture flipping. I still wear a respirator, which I would highly recommend, and ear protection, but it just sucks up the dust as you go, and especially for dry dust or spackling, it is one of the best investments ever. Once every hole was filled and sanded and the walls were completely prepped for paint and wallpaper, I got to work just wiping the walls with water and letting them dry and wiping them with a microfiber rag to make sure it was clean. You do not want to paint before you wallpaper. If you have freshly painted walls, you want to wait 30 days before applying peel and stick wallpaper. I figured out how to remove this light. I had turned off the circuit breaker, which is a very important step, but this is my first ever time removing anything electric from the wall. Onto the wallpaper. I went on Amazon and I just fell in love with this. This is so different from what I'm used to, and this is my second time doing peel and stick, but this is the roll that it comes in. It comes in 118 inches by 17 point something. And so you really need to measure out your wall and figure out how much do you need. I ordered one roll too short because I needed a trim, tiny little piece to finish my wall, and so I did end up having to get 4 rolls, so it was $40. They were about $10 each. The biggest trick to getting started with peel and stick is literally getting started. I am terrified every time. Well, this is only my second time. So as you can see, I didn't do it perfectly, but the top of my wall was not level. And so to get it to stick up where I needed it to, it was going to pour over the side, which I have learned it is better to pour over the side and be able to cut that part off than to short the side and then end up with a little bit of a gap. Once you separate it from the backing paper, you just line it up and start using a flat edge of something. I have an epoxy brush, and so it's got a flat edge on it, and it's really good for just scraping down the wall. You want to start with the top and then go down and push out towards the sides so you get rid of any and all bubbles before it fully sticks. If you mess up, you can just pull it away from the wall, make sure it doesn't stick to itself, and then reapply. I actually ended up cutting this halfway down right above where it's going to go over the plumbing so that I could make sure that I could do this bottom section without having it fully attached to the top. I was able to line this up perfectly, especially, and it's going behind the vanity, so it's not going to be seen, but it was really easy to line it up. All right, just line it up. Matches all the way. Push it down with my fingers, but now I'm going to come through and make sure it's tight. And start pulling down the paper behind it. See this over? I'm just going to cut this. Just keep pulling down the paper in the back. Squeegeeing it right down the wall. Alright, now that we are down to here, I am going to cut. Where's my cutter? I'm going to cut it right on top of this. It's really easy to cut out. And yes, if you're wondering what that background noise is, it is the neighbors over and all of our kids on Roblox playing together because I needed absolute concentration for this. This was my first time, so it was just a lot of cutting, figuring out, pressing down, making sure there's no bubbles, and then I kept all those pieces that you saw me pulling off, and so if I needed to add that back in anywhere underneath, I was able to cut those pieces that I needed for the pattern and apply them right back on so it looked like a complete, it was perfect behind it. But again, the vanity's going over it, so you're not really going to see. So if you mess up on this area, it's okay. All right, all that I can trim. Amazing.
How's it going?
Good.
I like it a lot.
Thank you. All right, here is a little hack that I learned. So I noticed this area, because I was trying to line up the sides, was not completely flush. And so what you do, you cut with your really sharp razor blade right underneath, and then you go over with your squeegee thing and you push it down, and it completely covers up the area.
Like it'll have that much give
Okay.
into the wood.
Awesome. So we're gonna put a wood screw in instead of this one because it won't line up there.
And this is there's a, if you turn it this way, you can see there's a
Wood
stud there. So that means there's no electricity running
needs
through
to
it.
go
And
top and bottom.
you can see the wire just runs up.
So while my husband installed the light, he is my electrician and plumber. He's amazing. He does not like to be in all my videos, so you won't see him too much, but I painted the ceiling, which happened to have this matte ceiling paint on it. It was gross, but I just thought it would tie the whole bathroom together. 100% love this color. It's called Statuesque. It's in Sherwin-Williams Ovation Plus. I got the satin. I love satin for bathrooms because it's very easy to clean and wipe. My kids love touching my walls, and so it's really easy to wipe down. I came back to the wallpaper because my 4th roll came in the mail and I had waited to do this wall. I had a tiny strip, I told you, but it wasn't as hard as I thought putting it in. I just was sweating a little bit trying to line everything up, and then I went through with my razor cutter and I cut straight up the wall. I just kept my hand level, and then I painted that line right down and it looked perfect. The hardware on the vanity that we chose from Lowe's had black hardware, but I had this Rust-Oleum. I have 4 kinds of gold paint because I love gold in my garage, and so I just took some out and I put a little layer on. Now I did learn that you should not spray on styrofoam. It started eating the styrofoam right away, literally down to the concrete. I went back to the bathroom and I painted round 2, and then guess what I did? I butt bumped our plumbing. It literally just split right off the wall, but it was pretty rusted already, so it was time to give it a new update. So my husband thankfully YouTubed this, took care of it with all new PVC, and he got that working. It was time for all the finishing touches, so we moved the vanity inside, was able to put the sink attachment on that. We added all this new hardware that we got from Lowe's onto the walls, and it was ready to put the mirror back. All right, at this point, everything was on and beautiful, but I knew something was missing just to the left of that mirror and over the toilet. All right, guys, the last piece to this puzzle came in. Sorry, it's echoing. I literally have the door closed. I got these off Amazon. They are so perfect. I mean, could I have built these? Yeah, it would have taken me forever, and these were such a solid price, super light wood. They already came with a hanger on the back, so sometimes it's just better to buy. And I couldn't have done all these cool patterns and stuff. Anyways, those are from Amazon. And they hold like faux plants, but it doesn't match this tone. I'm gonna show you guys how to change that. I love them. Now, they're completely raw. They don't have a finish on them, which I'm excited about. I'm gonna take my just regular zebra brush. I like this one, a rag. I've got water, and I've got sandbar by Dixie Belle. I only have a tiny bit left, but it doesn't matter because we're just gonna use a tiny little bit. That's gonna be fun. There we go. This paint is mostly dry inside, so I'm just gonna get it a little bit wet. There we go. So all I want to do with the paint wash is literally just get a tiny bit. It's mostly water. I'm going to shake it off in there, and then I'm just going to literally wash it over the wood. That's it. This is what a paint wash is. We are just trying to lighten up this color a little bit, give it a different tone without having to completely stain it. And I probably have too much water. Dump that out. Get it a little bit thicker. Flip over. Get to the front again because I had just too much water on it. It wasn't getting any of the color. I'm not going to worry about the back because it's going to be on the wall, but I am going to worry about the bottom. Perfect. So I'm going to take just a slight bit of a damp rag. And I just want to come with it. I don't want to wipe it completely off. I just want to rub any excess. If you rub too much off, so you get it too damp, so if I got this too damp, it's going to rub more of the color off. Then you just add more on. So it's great because you can kind of change the tone, you can add more, you can go, oh, that was too much, wipe it off, do it again. I'm going to add more on that one. Let's see what it does to this one. Yep, that's more of the tone that we want to go for.